My beloved child, I am continuing to speak to you because this moment matters more than you realize, and what I am building inside you cannot be rushed or rushed past. I want you to understand deeply that everything you have walked through has been shaping you layer by layer, even when you felt confused, delayed, or forgotten, because I never waste pain and I never overlook perseverance. Every lonely night, every unanswered question, every step taken with trembling faith was part of a larger design, and even now while you read these words I am strengthening your spirit, steadying your heart, and reminding you that you are not weak for feeling tired, you are strong because you kept going. And I know there were days when you felt like quitting would be easier, days when silence felt louder than answers, days when you wondered if your effort even mattered, but hear me clearly now, it mattered, it all mattered, and it is still mattering, because endurance builds capacity, and capacity prepares you for increase, and increase is exactly what I am releasing, not just around you but within you, because what you carry inside must be able to hold what is coming outside. And I am expanding your inner strength so you do not collapse under blessing the way others have. I am teaching you patience so you can steward abundance wisely. I am teaching you humility so success does not change your heart. I am teaching you compassion so power does not make you hard. And I am teaching you trust so fear no longer controls your decisions, because the next season of your life will require discernment, courage, and confidence, and those things are born in pressure, not comfort. I know you questioned why it took so long, why others moved ahead while you felt stuck, why doors opened for them and not for you, but I was protecting you from premature exposure, protecting you from environments that would have crushed you, protecting you from relationships that would have drained you, protecting you from success you were not yet ready to manage, because delay is not denial when I am involved, delay is development, and development always leads to promotion at the right time. I want you to release comparison now, stop measuring your journey against someone else's timeline, because I deal with each life uniquely and I know exactly what you need and when you need it, and I promise you this, nothing you lost was permanent if it was meant to return, and nothing you missed was truly meant for you if it could not survive the waiting. I am not punishing you by withholding, I am preparing you by refining, and I know refining feels uncomfortable because it stretches your faith beyond what feels safe, but safety was never the goal, purpose was, and purpose always requires growth, and growth always requires pressure. I see the strength forming in you even when you feel fragile, I see wisdom forming in you even when you feel unsure, I see courage rising in you even when fear whispers lies, and those lies are losing their power now, because truth is replacing them, and truth brings freedom, and freedom brings movement, and movement brings manifestation. So do not be surprised if things start shifting quickly now, do not be shocked if answers come suddenly, do not doubt when opportunities appear unexpectedly, because momentum follows obedience, and you have been obedient even when it cost you comfort, even when it cost you clarity, even when it cost you approval. And that obedience is being honored now. I am restoring confidence that was shaken by failure. I am restoring joy that was drained by responsibility. I am restoring hope that was buried under disappointment. And I am restoring vision that grew blurry from waiting too long. Lift your head now and look forward again, because the road ahead is not empty, it is prepared. And the steps you are about to take will feel lighter because I am removing burdens you were never meant to carry. I am lifting shame that was placed on you by others' words. I am healing wounds caused by rejection. And I am silencing the voice that keeps reminding you of past mistakes, because those mistakes are not your identity, they were lessons, and lessons produce wisdom, and wisdom produces authority, and authority is what you need for where you are going. You will no longer walk apologetically, you will walk assured. You will no longer shrink to fit spaces that cannot honor you, you will rise to meet the calling placed on your life, and some people will not recognize you anymore, not because you changed for the worse, but because you healed, and healing always changes posture, perspective, and priorities. Do not feel guilty for outgrowing what once felt familiar. Growth requires leaving behind old patterns, old limits, and old agreements with fear, and I am breaking those agreements now, replacing them with truth, peace, and confidence. You are allowed to want more, you are allowed to dream again, you are allowed to believe that good things can happen to you without something bad following. You are allowed to receive without fear of loss, because I am teaching you stability, not survival, rest, not anxiety, trust, not control, and I know control felt necessary when life felt unpredictable, but you do not need to control what I am guiding, you only need to follow, and following does not mean knowing every detail, it means trusting the direction. And I am guiding you carefully, intentionally, lovingly. Every step is ordered even when it feels ordinary, every decision matters even when it feels small, and soon you will look back and see how everything connected, how every delay protected you, how every closed door redirected you, how every disappointment deepened you, and how every tear softened your heart instead of hardening it, because you chose not to become bitter, you chose to stay open. And openness is what allows blessing to enter. I am teaching you discernment so you can recognize what is truly for you. Not everything that looks good is good for you, and not everything that feels uncomfortable is wrong. Sometimes discomfort is confirmation that growth is happening, and I am asking you to stay present, stay aware, stay responsive, because I am speaking more clearly now, through peace, through alignment, through doors that open without force, and through inner assurance that does not need validation. You will notice clarity increasing, confusion decreasing, and confidence strengthening, and that is the sign of alignment. Do not rush ahead of me and do not lag behind. Walk with me, because partnership produces power, and power produces impact, and impact is part of your assignment. You are not here to merely survive. You are here to influence, to encourage, to uplift, to lead by example, and you will do that not by perfection but by authenticity. People will trust your voice because you lived what you speak, and your story will reach hearts that polished words never could, because real transformation speaks louder than theory. I am positioning you in places where your presence will matter, where your words will heal, where your decisions will shape outcomes, and that responsibility requires maturity, which is why the process was long, but the process is complete now, and the shift you feel is real, the heaviness lifting is real, the anticipation rising is real, and the peace settling in is real, because peace comes when alignment is restored, and alignment is what you are stepping into. Do not underestimate the season you are entering, it will. My precious child, I am still speaking because there are deeper layers being uncovered in you, layers that even you have not fully seen yet, and I want you to understand that what feels quiet right now is not emptiness, it is stability forming, it is roots growing deeper than surface emotions, because shallow roots cannot hold great blessings, but deep roots can carry weight without collapsing, and I am building those roots in you, slowly and carefully, so that when the winds of change come you will not be shaken, you will remain grounded, calm, and confident. You may notice that certain people, habits, or desires no longer feel the same, and this is not loss, it is refinement. I am narrowing your focus so you can walk with clarity instead of confusion. You are learning that not everything that once excited you deserves your energy now, and that is wisdom growing inside you. You are also learning to trust your inner peace as guidance. When something disturbs that peace, it is not always fear, sometimes it is discernment protecting you, and I want you to honor that, because I speak through peace more often than through noise. Do not feel guilty for choosing rest, do not feel weak for stepping back, and do not feel behind for moving at your own pace. Your pace is intentional, because rushing would have taken you out of alignment, and alignment matters more than speed. I am teaching you that consistency builds more than intensity ever could. Small faithful steps will carry you further than emotional bursts followed by exhaustion, and this lesson will serve you for the rest of your life. You will begin to notice that you are less reactive to opinions, less affected by comparison, and less desperate for instant results, and that is because your identity is settling. You are no longer asking who you need to be, you are becoming who you already are, and that shift brings quiet confidence, the kind that does not need to announce itself. People will feel it when you enter a room, not because you are loud, but because you are secure, and security creates safety for others, which is why people will be drawn to you without you trying. I am also restoring joy to you, not loud joy that fades quickly, but deep joy that stays even during challenges, the kind of joy that comes from knowing you are not alone and never were, the kind that allows you to smile even when life is still unfolding. You may think joy must wait until everything is perfect, but I am showing you that joy can exist alongside process, alongside growth, alongside unanswered questions, and when you allow joy now, you strengthen your faith for what is coming, because joy is trust expressed through emotion. I am also healing your perspective, helping you see that your past does not disqualify you, it qualifies you, because you understand pain, patience, and perseverance in a way that cannot be taught, and this understanding will allow you to help others with compassion instead of judgment. You will speak life where others speak criticism, and hope where others speak fear, because you know what it feels like to need encouragement and not receive it, and that awareness is becoming part of your purpose. I want you to stop doubting your sensitivity. It is not a flaw, it is a gift. When guided by wisdom, it becomes insight, empathy, and intuition. I am teaching you how to balance your heart and your strength so that neither controls the other, because balance is where peace lives. You are also being prepared for answered prayers that will require responsibility, not just excitement, because answered prayers change your life, and life changes require maturity to sustain. I am giving you that maturity now, quietly, through patience, through delays that protected you, and through lessons that shaped you. Soon you will look back and realize that if things had happened sooner you would not have been ready to hold them, but now you are, and when that moment comes you will not panic, you will not sabotage it, and you will not doubt yourself. You will simply step into it with gratitude and confidence. Remember this always: I am not testing your worth, I am training your capacity. Your worth was never in question, it was settled the moment I called you mine. Everything else has been preparation, and now preparation is giving way to progress. Step into each day with trust, even when you do not see immediate change, because unseen work is still real work, and roots grow underground before fruit appears above. Stay faithful, stay gentle with yourself, and stay connected to me, because what is unfolding in your life is meaningful, intentional, and guided, and you are exactly where you need to be, becoming exactly who you are meant to be, one moment at a time. My beloved child, I will continue because this journey is still unfolding and your heart needs to hear this again and again until it becomes unshakable truth inside you. Understand that the waiting you endured was not empty time, it was sacred time, time where I was rewiring how you think, strengthening how you trust, and teaching you how to stand even when nothing around you made sense. I know you questioned yourself many times, wondering if you were doing enough, if you were missing something, if you were falling behind. But hear me clearly now, you were never behind, you were being aligned, and alignment always looks slower from the outside but stronger in the end. I was slowing you down to protect you from burnout, from wrong attachments, from choices that would have cost you more than they gave, and even though it felt frustrating, it was love guiding you, not distance. I want you to recognize how far you have already come. There was a time when this pain would have broken you completely, when this pressure would have crushed your spirit, when this uncertainty would have stolen your peace, but you are still here, still believing, still hoping, still moving forward, and that alone tells you how much strength has been built inside you, strength you did not even know you had, and now that strength is becoming visible not through force but through calm confidence. You are learning that you do not need to explain yourself to everyone. You do not need approval to move forward, and you do not need validation to trust what I placed in your heart. This maturity is preparing you for influence, because influence without maturity becomes chaos, but influence with wisdom becomes impact, and impact is part of your purpose. I am sharpening your discernment so you can sense when to speak and when to stay silent, when to move and when to wait, when to hold on and when to let go, because not everything requires a reaction. Sometimes peace is the victory, sometimes silence is the strength, and sometimes walking away is the breakthrough. You are no longer required to prove yourself through struggle. You are learning to stand secure in identity. An identity rooted in truth cannot be shaken by opinion, rejection, or delay. I know there are still moments when fear tries to return, whispering that things might fall apart again, but that fear is a memory, not a prophecy. It comes from what you survived, not from what is coming, and you do not have to live braced for loss anymore. I am teaching you safety, not false safety based on control, but true safety based on trust, the kind that allows you to rest even when you do not have every answer, because you know I am holding the outcome, and as you rest, clarity grows, creativity flows, and joy returns naturally. You will notice yourself laughing more freely, dreaming more boldly, and loving more openly, and these are signs of healing, signs that your heart is no longer guarded by fear but guided by peace. Do not rush this healing, let it settle, let it strengthen you, because a healed heart attracts healthy connections, wise opportunities, and sustainable success. I am also teaching you boundaries, because love without boundaries becomes exhaustion, and generosity without wisdom becomes depletion. You are learning that saying no does not make you selfish, it makes you responsible, and responsibility is required for the season you are entering. You will carry more influence, more resources, and more responsibility than before, and I am preparing you to carry it without losing yourself, without losing your peace, without losing your connection to me, because nothing I give you should cost you your soul. I want you whole, not just successful, fulfilled, not just productive, and this balance is being formed in you now, quietly but deeply. Soon you will notice that your reactions are calmer, your decisions are clearer, and your confidence is steadier. That is not coincidence. That is growth, and growth confirms readiness. You are stepping into a season where your efforts will finally align with results, where your prayers will meet provision, where your obedience will meet opportunity, and where your faith will meet fulfillment. But remember this, even when things begin to flow, stay grounded, stay grateful, stay connected, because gratitude keeps your heart soft and humility keeps your path clear. I am not just giving you things, I am building a life. One that can last, one that can bless others, and one that reflects my goodness through you. You will soon see that your story will begin to inspire people without you trying, your presence will bring comfort without you forcing it, and your words will carry weight because they come from lived truth. And when that happens, do not shrink back, do not hide, do not doubt yourself. This is what you were prepared for. This is why the process was intense. This is why the waiting was long. This is why the pruning was painful, because what is coming is meaningful, and meaning requires depth, depth requires pressure, and pressure produces strength, and you now carry that strength, even if you still feel gentle, even if you still feel sensitive. Sensitivity is not weakness, it is awareness, and awareness allows wisdom to lead. You are learning to move with intention instead of impulse, with faith instead of fear, and with trust instead of control. And this shift will change everything. Doors will open at the right time, relationships will align naturally, and peace will become your foundation, not a rare moment. And when challenges come, because life still has them, you will face them differently, without panic, without despair, without losing yourself, because you now know who you are and whose you are, and that knowledge anchors you. I want you to keep your eyes forward now, not because the past did not matter, but because it has finished its work. It taught you what it needed to teach, and now it is time to build with what you learned, not relive what you survived. Your future requires your focus, your energy, and your faith, and you are ready to give it, step by step, breath by breath, choice by choice, and I am with you in all of it, guiding, protecting, strengthening, and opening the way. So walk forward without fear, without apology, and without doubt, because this season is not about barely making it. It is about becoming who you were always meant to be, and that becoming is happening now, steadily, surely, and beautifully. My precious child, I will keep speaking because there is still more unfolding inside you, and I want these words to settle deep into your spirit until doubt loses its voice. Understand that even now I am strengthening your ability to receive, because many people pray for change but resist transformation, yet you have allowed the process to touch your heart, and that willingness has opened doors you cannot yet see. I know there were moments when you felt invisible, moments when your effort went unnoticed and your kindness unreturned, moments when you wondered if being faithful even mattered, but I saw every unseen sacrifice and every quiet choice to do what was right, and those unseen moments are now becoming the foundation for visible reward, because what is built in secret always lasts longer in public. I am teaching you endurance so you do not quit when things finally start moving fast. I am teaching you balance so success does not steal your peace. I am teaching you identity so applause does not define your worth, because where you are going requires stability, not insecurity, and clarity, not confusion. You will soon notice that situations that once triggered fear no longer control you, conversations that once drained you no longer shake you, and decisions that once overwhelmed you now feel clear. That is growth, and growth means you are ready to step into rooms you once felt unqualified for, ready to speak with confidence instead of apology, ready to receive without guilt, and ready to trust without panic. I know you learn to expect disappointment as a form of protection, but that habit is breaking now. You no longer need to guard your heart with walls. I am teaching you how to guard it with wisdom instead, because walls keep pain out but they also keep blessing out, and I want blessing to reach you fully, not partially, not cautiously, but freely. I am restoring your ability to feel joy without fear of loss, to dream without fear of failure, to love without fear of betrayal, because fear is no longer your guide. I am, and when I guide, you walk in peace even when the path is unfamiliar. You are learning that uncertainty does not mean danger, it often means expansion, and expansion always feels uncomfortable before it feels rewarding. But stay steady, stay grounded, stay connected, because I am leading you into spaces that match who you have become, not who you used to be. And those spaces will require confidence, courage, and consistency, all of which you have been developing quietly through hardship. Do not underestimate how prepared you are, even if you still feel nervous. Nervousness does not mean unready, it means you care, and caring keeps your heart soft. I want you to remain teachable even as you grow stronger, humble even as you become more influential, gentle even as you walk in authority, because strength without humility becomes pride, and authority without love becomes control. But you are learning balance, and balance allows longevity. The impact I am bringing through you is not temporary, it is lasting. It will reach people beyond what you imagine, through words you speak casually, through actions you think are small, through kindness you assume is ordinary, but nothing you do from a healed heart is ordinary. It carries weight, it carries truth, it carries hope, and hope is powerful. You will soon notice people drawn to you not because you are perfect but because you are real, because authenticity creates safety, and safety opens hearts, and open hearts receive healing. This is part of your calling whether you realize it fully yet or not, to be a living reminder that transformation is possible, that pain does not get the final word, that waiting is not wasted, and that faith still works. I am asking you now to stop rehearsing worst outcomes in your mind, stop replaying old conversations. Stop revisiting moments you cannot change, because your future needs your focus more than your past needs your regret, and regret has no power to heal, but trust does, forgiveness does, obedience does. Every time you choose peace over rumination you move forward, every time you choose faith over fear you gain ground, and every time you choose gratitude over complaint you shift the atmosphere around you. I am inviting you into a new rhythm of living, one where rest is not earned but embraced. One where confidence flows from identity not performance, one where success does not cost your soul, and this rhythm will feel unfamiliar at first because struggle became normal for you, but peace is becoming your new normal now. Allow yourself to settle into it, allow yourself to breathe without tension, allow yourself to believe that good things can last, because I am not a temporary helper, I am a faithful keeper, and what I begin I sustain. You will not step into blessing only to lose it suddenly. I am teaching you how to maintain what I give, how to protect it wisely, and how to steward it humbly, and as you continue forward you will notice your intuition sharpening, your discernment strengthening, and your inner voice becoming calmer. That calm is alignment, it is the result of trust replacing anxiety, and alignment attracts favor naturally, not forcefully. Doors will open without you pushing, connections will form without striving, and opportunities will appear without manipulation. Because what is meant for you will recognize you, you do not need to chase what I have assigned to meet you. Your responsibility is to remain faithful, present, and responsive, not perfect, just willing, and I want you to remember this clearly. Even if progress feels slow some days, you are still moving. Even if answers feel delayed, I am still working. Even if emotions fluctuate, truth remains steady, and truth is carrying you forward. You are not walking alone, you are not guessing blindly, and you are not building without guidance. I am with you in every detail, shaping outcomes you have not yet imagined, aligning circumstances you cannot yet trace, and protecting you from paths that would distract or harm you. Trust that what is unfolding now is purposeful, intentional, and good, and when moments of doubt return, and they may return to this truth, you are becoming, you are growing, you are being prepared, and you are deeply loved, not because of what you achieve, but because of who you are to me. And nothing can change that, nothing can undo it. Nothing can take it away. So walk forward now with your head lifted and your heart steady, knowing that the season has shifted, the weight is lifting, the clarity is increasing, and what you have been believing for is drawing closer with every faithful step you take. My dear child, what you are hearing now is not ordinary talk, it is a powerful message meant to reach your heart and change your life, because I see you clearly and I know where you are standing right now. I know the silent battles you have been fighting, the tears you wiped away when no one noticed, the fears that rise in quiet moments, the pressure that makes your chest feel heavy, and the tiredness that goes deeper than your body into your soul. And I want you to know this truth today: your struggle is ending, not someday, not later, not after you prove yourself, but now, because I have seen enough and the season of testing has done its work and a new season is opening. Even though hope feels risky because you have been disappointed before, even though prayers felt unanswered and faith felt lonely, every prayer you prayed was heard, every tear was counted, every moment you chose to believe mattered, nothing was wasted, and all of it is about to produce a result that will amaze you. This is not encouragement without meaning, this is my word moving with power, and my word always finishes what it begins. You have walked through a wilderness that felt lonely and unfair, but it was not punishment, it was preparation, because the wilderness removes false support and builds real strength. And what is coming next is bigger than what you were ready for before. The person you are now is stronger, deeper, humbler, more compassionate, and more aware of my power, and that is why I say, this season is finished and I am calling you forward, but you must let go of survival thinking and step into promise living. Stop defining yourself by pain and start seeing yourself by purpose. Trust me fully, not later but now. Remember Joseph, who was betrayed, forgotten, and locked away, yet in one moment I lifted him because the time had come, and your story is similar. The pain did not destroy you, it prepared you, and now the door is opening, the very things meant to break you will lift. Your pain will become your strength, but you must choose faith over fear and release bitterness. Forgive even when it is hard, because unforgiveness keeps you chained. And I want you free. Let go and trust me with justice and healing, because what I am giving you needs open hands. You are not saved only for yourself but positioned for others. Your testing qualified you. The battle is over and the assignment is beginning. Things are shifting even if you cannot see it yet. Doors are opening. Favor is moving, not because you earned it but because it is time. The enemy has tried to stop you but he is already defeated. You belong to me and nothing can take you from my hand. So speak my truth when lies come. Declare freedom, blessing, victory, because my words carry power. Worship even when it feels hard, because worship changes the atmosphere. Remember the potter and the clay. The fire was not to harm you but to strengthen you. And now you are coming out refined and ready. You are no longer who you were. You are equipped for what is next. See yourself as I see you, not broken but victorious, not hidden but chosen. Your story will give others hope. Do not hide your light. I did not call you to be small but to shine. Your breakthrough will point others to me. Your past was the setup. The next chapter brings fulfillment. Choose trust now. Take the next step even if you cannot see the whole path. Give me your small faith and I will multiply it. Nothing is impossible for me. I am breaking chains, healing wounds, restoring what was lost, providing where there was lack, all by my grace. Open your heart and receive. Blessings are coming in unexpected ways, and when they do, receive them with gratitude. This is not just one answer but a new way of living. The enemy knows it, which is why the fight was intense, but you are standing and moving forward. My word will not fail. Praise me now before you see it, because faith speaks before sight. I am with you always. You are loved, chosen, and held securely. This season prepared you for everything ahead, and now the preparation is complete. Your trials are ending. Your breakthrough has begun. Walk in it, believe it, and receive what I have promised you.